Sagittarius, how are we this week? Just doing our weekly readings. This week we are doing a little bit of everything, okay? So we will be looking at family, friends, general, love. But first of all, we're going to start off with question and answer time, all right? So if you've got a question in mind, hold on to that. If not, think of one, or we do find that Spirit will give you what you need to know, regardless of whether you're actually aware of what the question is or not. You will receive some sort of an answer, okay? But we're using the Angel Answers Oracle for that portion. I do have the oracles of the fairies, as well as the True Love Oracle, and then the Lenormand deck that we're using to sort of clarify and expand on everything. This week we have the Jester Lenormand. Okay, so getting into it for you, Sagittarius. Starting off with that question and answer for you. Okay, Sagittarius. Sagittarius, what is the answer that Sagittarius needs? The answer that Sagittarius needs, please. Sagittarius. So, firstly, we have a year from now. Okay, that card says a year from now. So, this is looking like whatever you're asking about here, keep in mind the longer term goals, because you may not be seeing the fullness of that being brought into your life until a year from now. For a lot of you, I am feeling that we do see steps being taken between now and then, but it's kind of feeling like it feels like within the next year, or within so like a year from now. That's not even going to be a question on your mind. You're going to know the answer. You're going to know one way or another a year from now, but there may be some sort of steps being taken in the meantime, but it all leads towards success here. Okay, so success for you, regardless, so a year from now, I think you will be able to see the success that questioning this has brought into your life. That the answer is that there is going to be success for you, but it just may not be as quickly as you're wanting it. I do sort of feel here, Saggy, that a lot of you are wishing that it was closer to now than a year from now, but I'm not feeling like I'm feeling it's kind of like that vibe of like, something happening, a month from now, and then something happening 6 months from now, and then something happening 9 months from now, to the point where a year from now you have achieved total success with this situation. But it's just feeling like it's going to take a few little steps to get to that total success. Total success is not just going to be like snap your fingers, bang, here it is. So yeah, it's kind of like, I'm just sort of, just as an example, I'm feeling like, if your question is, am I going to get $1 million? It's like a year from now, you would have earned $1 million, and success, you've earned $1 million, but you're not going to have $1 million in your hand tomorrow. That kind of vibe coming through here, but I'll get some extra clarity with the Lenormand. Okay, Sagittarius, the answers that Sagittarius needs, please. What is the answer that Sagittarius needs? Clarify that third card. Why is that third card connected? Clarify that third card, please. Okay, so we are seeing the letter, firstly, All right, so some sort of communication coming in pretty quick. That communication is feeling a lot quicker than this year from now energy. So, you know, I do feel as though we may be looking, you know, when I was saying it feels like there's steps, this may be the first step, is some sort of clear communication, honest communication. This can be, you know, texting, calling, phone calls, in person, online, all sorts of communication. You know, it does feel that for some of you, this is really talking about like communicating clearly with yourself, you know, what success you want with this situation. And you know, starting that communication, starting that narrative of where is it that you actually want to be a year from now successfully, to answer this question. What does success in this question look like to you? You know, clearly communicating to yourself what you do and do not want in this situation. So I feel like that's the first step of your answer here. The second step of your answer, we have the house energy. All right. So that's talking about finding some sort of security, stability, finding that sense of home. Some of you that may be, you know, really finding stability and security within your home life, you know, needing to secure your home life in order to start, you know, moving towards success for this question that you've got in mind there. You know, but others of you, this is emotional stability, really needing to, you know, sit down and talk with yourself clearly, communicate how can I achieve emotional security within myself so that I know I can broach these next steps after this. And you know, once you do find that level-headedness, that stability within your own self emotionally, you know, then you will sort of start to take more steps towards this success. The third step we're seeing here, this is the interesting one, okay, Sagittarius, because we do have the whip coming out. That is the whip. Even though we see the witch on her broomstick here, you know, sometimes the whip is the broom. So it sweeps out anything that's no longer serving you in your life, you know, sweeping that out of your life. Anything, all that dirt, that residual stuff that's no longer serving you, sweeping that out, getting rid of that energy. You know, and with that being the whip card, sometimes sweeping things out of your life, it can come in the form of conflict or tension. For a lot of you, this is that, you know, that inner conflict about, I feel like for a lot of you, it's that inner conflict about this. Am I secure enough? Am I stable enough? What else do I need to, you know, get rid of in my life in order to, you know, stabilize myself fully? You know, remove this inner conflict from myself, any drama, challenges, tensions that you're experiencing in your sort of life, needing to really sort of sweep them out of your life. And, you know, spring cleaning of the soul, I feel like that one kind of is. And you know, removing any drama, getting rid of any drama. But in order to get rid of drama and tension, sometimes we need to face it head on. Okay, so that was clarified by the stork. So that does let us know that the reason that we're seeing this conflict as one of the steps, this tension as a step that you need to take here, is you need to stir up this tension. You need to stir up this conflict. Down the road here, you do need to stir up some sort of conflict, you know, to remove all that residual energy, to remove those things that are actually not, you know, that are holding you back from success with this stuff. So, and the stork also really does talk about ideas as well. So, you know, it's kind of like stirring up some trouble, kind of, it does lead you to have a much clearer idea of how to get this success a year from now. So, you know, down the track, once you're emotionally stable enough to, you know, face any conflict that you need to in your life so that you can resolve it. You know, conflict and tension can't get resolved unless you face it. Sometimes you have to, you know, stir that conflict up and face that head on in order to clear that tension and clear that conflict out of you, out of your life altogether. So that's kind of what's happening here, I feel. Very interesting, Sagittarius. It's going to be a challenging year in order, with this thing that you have in mind with that question. It may feel like a very challenging year ahead, but ultimately we do see success for you with that. Okay. And like I said, for a lot of you, that you're going to get that success before the year is up. It's just it's just showing us that for the collective, a year from now, things will look different. Things will look very, very different for you all within a year from now. Some of you, that timeline may only be a few months. All right. Okay, Sagittarius. What does Sagittarius need to know, please? What does Sagittarius need to know? Flourish. The Lotus Flower Fairy tells you to learn from experience and shed your inner light on any unclear areas of your life or those of others. Okay, so using your experiences to teach you how to deal with things in the future. All right, how to shed that light on things for yourself, for other people around you. So this is definitely talking about giving good advice to others as well, sort of sharing your experience to other people so that, they may learn the lesson that you have already learned the hard way, kind of energy. But learn from experience. Okay, so really stopping and flourishing within, I have learned so much from this life I've lived so far, and really stopping and appreciating that, like a flower, you're opening up to understanding that, a lot of this stuff has been lessons for you, and you've learned so much, grown so much already. Because we also have journey coming through here, and that one says it's time to prepare for a journey. It may be impromptu or planned. Either way, make sure you're ready when the time comes. Pack your passport now. Oh, there you go. I was actually my intuition was taking me on another way with that as well, because I was sort of saying, with that flourish energy, that, you have already grown so far. The journey, you've already been on this great, great big journey within your soul. And now we're seeing that you may be actually preparing for some sort of physical journey. Okay, there may be an unexpected travel plan that pops up. You may be having to go away for work, that sort of stuff. Make sure you're ready when the time comes. I am feeling for a lot of you, this is unplanned travel. Okay, but for others of you, that's not necessarily physical travel. It may just be, talking about that journey that you've been on within yourself, because it does feel that for a lot of you, you have been on this huge sort of journey, and I'm kind of letting us know that you're almost over. You've almost reached that point of success with this journey, and once you have finished the soul journey, that learning the lessons from that is very important, and then allowing yourself to enjoy things like being able to travel and that sort of stuff. But we'll get some clarity here for you as well. If I see the ship, you're definitely traveling. All right. Sagittarius, what does Sagittarius need to know, please? What does Sagittarius need to know, please? Firstly, we have the clouds. All right, so thinking things through very, rationally, not allowing your judgment to become clouded through overthinking, because, the more that you overthink things, the more that you do sort of get into that anxiety and confusion kind of energy. Rather than that, you need to be very logical and think very clearly, especially when it comes to the ways that you have already learned, the experiences that you've had, trying to look at those past experiences without emotion. Okay, the clouds doesn't usually carry emotion. It's looking at those experiences with a very rational mindset, a very logical mindset, looking back at that thing, thinking, that really hurt me. That was a really traumatic experience in my life. But what did I learn from it? Even if the only thing that you learned from that lesson was, I don't want to go through anything that traumatic again, that in itself is a lesson, okay? So you know, if you don't want to go through that again, then you take steps to avoid going down that same pathway ever again, you know. So it's all part of the journey, it's all part of the lesson, you know. But then we do, interestingly enough, we've got the heart and the crossroads. So for some of you, not all of you, this is the journey that you're going on. All right. Others of you, I'm definitely feeling that for some of you, this is physical travel. So definitely for some of you, physical travel. But for others of you, it's this journey of your heart. All right. Making a decision what path you're going to take when it comes to love. You know, love, relationships, romance, unconditional love as well. So it can talk about platonic love relationships as well. But you're making some sort of clear choice or decision here, choosing which journey you're going to start when it comes to love. So for some of you, I do feel like that's talking about like a new option in love, like choosing, I'm going to take this path with this person, or choosing a different person. You know, some of you, there may be a choice between people that you're looking at here. For others of you, it's more just about, you know, what path do I want this this love connection to take? Do I want to continue down this path of love with this person, or do I want to, you know, choose another direction, and choose something different for myself here? All right. One of you may even be having to choose between your heart and travel. Okay, I'm just getting that for maybe one of you. You may be having to choose. It's kind of like, do I stay here with this person that I love and care for, or do I take this opportunity to travel and explore myself and journey around the world kind of energy? So that may be an actual choice for some of you coming up, that you may actually have to choose between your heart and your heart's desire to travel. So it's like both heart-based there, but very interesting. But we'll have a look for you, Sagittarius, with friends and family. What's going on for Sagittarius with friends and family, please? Friends for Saggy. Family for Saggy. Clarify the friendship card for Sagittarius. Ooh. We have the scythe energy for friendships, okay? And that was clarified by the rider. All right, so the rider lets us know there's news on the way. All right, the rider usually comes in really, really quickly, and gives you, usually it's good news, okay? But, you know, I'm not feeling whether it's negative or positive here. It's just feeling like some sort of big news coming in from a friend here. And it's like it's headed your way very, very soon. It's going to come out of nowhere. It's going to be very unexpected with that scythe energy, because the scythe also is a super quick energy, and it's very sort of unexpected quick. It kind of something happening out of nowhere, this plot twist to this story kind of energy. And it a lot of the time it can talk about, you know, someone who is breaking free from the past in some sort of way. They're making some sort of sudden break or change, okay, and they're bringing news of that to you. So for some of you, you know, I do feel that maybe for one of you, this is you're suddenly getting news that someone has broken away from the friendship group, or broken away from you as a friend. But for others of you, I'm also getting someone has suddenly broken up with their partner, or broken up with one of their, you know, someone else in their energy. And there's been a sudden break for your friend in their life. That for some of you, they may have lost their job. It may be that sort of a sudden break. And they're coming to you with news of that very, very soon. It may just be a sudden change as well. I'm also intuitively sort of getting here that for maybe one of you, there's a friend in your friendship group who wants to, you know, make a sudden change with the relationship with you. So it's kind of that friend that wants to, maybe now explore romantic with you. So for some of you, that may be back to that crossroad energy. Are you ready to start this journey with this friend who now wants to, they're suddenly coming to you going, can we change the dynamic between us? That's just one of you, though, I feel. All right, but there is some sort of big change happening around your friendship group at the moment, or a particular friend. You're going to hear about that pretty quickly with that writer clarifying that, they're bringing news of that straight to you, sort of thing. And but it's going to be very unexpected, out of the blue, very sudden, very, it's like quick, happening quickly. Someone may be moving away as well, something along those lines. Okay, very interesting. Let me know in the comments if you know what that's about. But with your family group, we do see the book energy. Just one moment. Sorry about the weird pause. My child interrupting. Speaking of family. All right, so for family, for you, we have the book energy. So that's all about, I feel like for you, Sagittarius, that some of you, there may be like a new chapter starting within the family zone. There may be a brand new character entering the family as well. Someone may be bringing in a new character to sort of join the family. So next Christmas, you may have an extra seat at the table. Someone that may be, that may be a baby. That may be someone is coming, to the family with, guess what? We're starting a new chapter. There's a child coming into the family, starting a new chapter. Someone in the family may be moving. Once again, it's linking closely to this friend group too. So for some of you, this is linked. This sudden thing happening within your friendship group. So if you do have some family members that are very, very close to you in the friend kind of sense as well, they may be starting some sort of new chapter within their own self, their own, family grouping. Like they may be moving away with, their partner and children and that sort of thing. I'm getting others of you, there's like the need to learn a little bit more, or you may be learning a little bit more about somebody within your family group. Can talk about education sometimes. So, or research. You may need to do some sort of research with your family. So someone in the family may be actually, I am just sort of intuitively getting that someone in the family may be researching the family ancestry, and there's a new character being added that way, because you're realizing you've got this extra family member you weren't aware of. Very interesting. It may be you needing to do a little bit of research on your family as well. Educate yourself a little bit more about your family, and learning a bit more about them and what they've been through in their lives and all that sort of thing as well. Just nothing really. It's not feeling anything negative though coming through with that. But we'll have a look at romantic love. Okay. Sagittarius, what does Sagittarius need to know about romantic love, please? Okay, so a lot of people have gotten this card this week, the Abundance card. There is a wealth of romantic love awaiting you. All right, so it's like that cavern full of diamonds and gold waiting for you. The light is at the end of the tunnel for you, Sagittarius. You do have an abundance of opportunity when it comes to romantic love. It's just a matter of unearthing it for yourself. All right, it's definitely there in your energy that you are going to be very lucky in love, abundant in love, wealthy in love. It's kind of that vibe of, you know, I like to say it all the time, I'm rich. It just doesn't mean money. All right. I've got a lot of love and all that sort of stuff in my life. So you will too, is what I'm sort of sensing there. You and it's kind of like there's someone in your energy. I don't know whether you've met this person yet. I don't feel like you've met this person yet, Sagittarius, but there is someone in your energy where when you meet this person, you're kind of going to be saying to yourself, wow, what a treasure, or this person is like a diamond, or, you know, they're the diamond in the rough, or they're the you know, they're the gold that I'm unearthing, something along that line, something to do with someone being your treasure. Very interesting. They may be a pirate, who knows? We also have sexuality. All right, so this sexuality card, it's a very interesting energy, because for some of you this is talking about there being something of importance to do with your own personal sexuality. You may be wanting to explore different genders, roles within sexuality, all that sort of stuff. I'm going to just leave that as a small little statement, because you're going to know if that's you, and I don't really want to delve too much into that. That's, you know, go for it. That's not my judgment. That's, you know, if you want to explore your sexuality in that sense, that's completely up to you, and you've got my full support to do so. Okay. But for majority of what I get with this sexuality card, it's actually more about exploring who you are as a sexual being. All right, so there's no talk of genders or any of that you know, stuff when it comes to this sexuality card. It's just like a little side note that, you know, if you feel like you want to talk about genders, you want to talk about what gender, what you're attracted to, all that sort of thing, you know, that's a side note. The sexuality stuff is a lot of the time, it's more about embracing that and embracing the person that you truly are as a sexual being. All right, and embracing your own sexuality, your own sensuality, the fact that, you know, you may, you know, for sometimes sometimes this can talk about, you know, exploring new things within your sexuality, not just all that other side note stuff, but, you know, new things that you may not have explored before, you know, kink stuff, all that sort of stuff, exploring who you are, you know, exploring being intimate with yourself as a sexual being. All right, and you may actually be finding somebody here who is willing to, you know, show you who you are on that level. You know, you may be meeting somebody who is helping you embrace all that side of yourself, you know, not hiding that sexuality stuff from yourself, and actually opening yourself up to be your true self as a, you know, not only a human, but also a sexual being. All right, who has their own sexuality, which we all know it could be a million different things for each and every one of us. So explore that, be comfortable with that. That's you, and we love you just how you are. Okay, Sagittarius. But that's what we have for you today. You are more than welcome to check your other placements, but hopefully we'll see you all again soon.